Hi everyone, it's Adam Sewell here, and welcome to my equestrian at-home body weight workout. I've been riding horses for 46 years now. I've been a personal trainer for 22 years, and I see that a lot of equestrians need more strength, more balance in their riding abilities. So that's what I'm going to work on today, just a bit for you. Also, I'll explain some breathing exercises and how your core works and how to feel when your core is working or not working when you're riding. So the first exercise I'm going to talk about is breathing. Okay, and this is what I call just my standing breathing exercise. Imagine down here, okay, about a hand's width below your belly button. And what I want you to do is place your thumb on your belly button, a hand's width below, which is approximately where your belt line is, okay, and that's what I want you to draw in. So to stand here, first exercise, lean on my knees. This is almost like second position, okay? Leaning on my knees here. And keep a nice straight back. As I take an inhale, I'm going to feel my rib cage expand. And as I exhale, as I breathe out, I'm going to draw in that spot, not where my belly button is, but below the belly button. And I'm going to hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, breathing in now. And again, breathing out. Hold it in, suck in tight, hold the air out, hold the belly in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Couple more times here. Inhale, release. Feel the ribs expand. Exhale, below the belly button, draws in, stays there. Air stays out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do one more of those. Breathing in, releasing. And then breathing out, sucking in tight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then release, stand up and relax. So that's what I mean when I say tighten up your core. It means draw in that spot below your belly button, suck it in tight like you're trying on the extra small pants on the sale rack and you're desperate to get them on. You're going to suck that in tight and hold it in as you breathe out. The next exercise is called a pelvic tilt. And if you can imagine that my waistband is the lip of a bowl, and if I tip the bowl forward, I spill out of the front of the bowl. This is called forward pelvic tilt. And if I tip the bowl backwards, then I spill out of the back of the bowl. Now, that's backward pelvic tilt. So what I want to try to do is keep my pelvis neutral. But we're going to go through some pelvic tilts here. So if I tuck this in a bit, you can see what my waistband is doing. So from here, as I tip my pelvis forward and my lower back rounds and becomes concave here, okay, I can feel my back muscles engaging. And then as I drop my tailbone and crunch, lifting the pubic bone, dropping the tailbone, backward pelvic tilt spilling out of the back of the bowl, I can feel the front of my core engage. And if I exhale at the same time, breathing all the air out and suck that in, that's how I'm engaging my core. So with me, let's do forward pelvic tilt, stick your bum out, stick your ribs out. Backward pelvic tilt, tailbone drops, ribs draw in, crunch, sucking in, keeping it tight here. Forward pelvic tilt, back muscles engage. You can feel them engaging if you do this. Backward pelvic tilt, front of your core engaging. One more time. Forward pelvic tilt, feel the back muscles engage. Backward pelvic tilt, feel the front of the core engage. Good. So now we're going to get into that, into the core, and we're going to use those same muscles. So we come down to a forearm plank, and in my forearm plank, I want to try to find that backward pelvic tilt. So instead of sticking my bum out and my ribs out, I'm going to try to crunch and lengthen my lower back. And we'll stay here for about 30 seconds, but realize you can put one or both knees down if you need to. So here I am in my forearm plank, my elbows are under my shoulders, and I'm working this lower part, right? The front part of my core. I'm not letting my bum stick out. I'm pressing my tailbone toward my heels, flexing my thighs, and just holding here and breathing, okay? We're almost there already. Flexing the thighs, push the floor away, down away with your elbows. Keep your back as flat as possible. Try to crunch a little bit. And if you want a bit more, you could pull your elbows towards your knees. There's 30 seconds. We'll drop the knees. I'll bring this hand inwards, so my forearm now is facing beyond my head, and now I'll find a side forearm plank. I can do anything I want with this hand. I'm going to lift and then bring my hips, my bum forward as much as I can and lift up. So I'm trying to make this half moon shape, lifting up, this banana shape here. And we'll hold this for about 30 seconds before we go to the other side. Right here I'm working the obliques, okay, and these obliques keep you balanced on horseback. If you have one set of obliques stronger than the other, then you will lean to one side, put more weight on one sit bone. Done there, there's 30 seconds. Switch sides. Drop the other arm down. Lift my hips, bring them forward, make sure they're stacked, and then lift them all the way up, pressing down through my arm. Again, I can feel my obliques working on this side. Now, you can tell which side is stronger because that side will be easier. The lower side, for example, this is my right side, maybe a little stronger. I could do this side longer than I could on the other side. I want that balanced, okay? So that I'm balanced on horseback. I don't have one side that works more than the other. And then there's my 30 seconds. So there's side plank. Now, the reverse plank. A little bit more challenging. Feet together, toes pointed straight ahead. Try not to let your toes turn out. Hands just behind you, fingers facing forward or outwards, whatever is comfortable for you. I'm going to lift my bum all the way up in the air. Try to put my toes on the floor in a bit of a back bend. Okay, now this is working my lower back, my hamstrings, and my glutes, my bum. I'm going to try to keep slight bend in the elbows, not locking the elbows, particularly if I'm hypermobile. I'm going to be careful of my toes turning outwards. Okay, we do a few more breaths here. I'm lifting up in the middle and try to keep my neck long, not letting my head hang back for now. Okay, so there's the back of my core. So I've already worked the front, both sides, and the back of my core. We'll come up to the legs now and give the core a break. Sort of. So the next exercise that I'm going to do is a plie squat, or what we call a horse stance, okay, Devyasana in yoga. And you can see my feet are about a leg's length apart. I have an equilateral triangle here. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to turn my heels in about 45 degrees. So now my feet are pointing where my thighs are pointing. Okay, I want my toes and my thighs facing the same direction to protect my knees for now. Now, I'm going to take that backward pelvic tilt. So if I stand sideways, you can see, as I sit down, I'm not going to allow my pelvis to tip forward, not allow my ribs to stick out. I'm going to pretend that my back is against the wall. Drop my tailbone. My spine is now vertically aligned. Sit down, and I can do anything I want with my hands for now. You could be in your writing position, you could cross arms, you could be palms in prayer, arms overhead. Doesn't really matter. I want you to focus on keeping your belt line level, not spilling out at the front of the bowl, okay, and sitting down and holding and breathing. Okay, now you can still do this slow breathing. Exhale, suck in the core, hold for 5 counts, okay, or just breathe naturally. Whatever works for you for now. And then we'll come on up. There's your plie squat or your horse stance. They call it horse stance for a reason, as you can see. Now, the next one are shoulder rolls, and when you've obviously heard your riding instructor tell you, roll your shoulders down the spine, bring your shoulders back. We don't want to ride rounded like this. We want to sit tall. So these shoulder rolls will help you gain that awareness of where your shoulders are. So what I'm going to do is slump, like a very old person. and then roll my shoulders all the way up to my ears, all the way back down, lift the chest, and then shoulders down the spine. Okay, and then roll them forward and under, and trying to make as large a circle as I can make. Round and crunch. Forward, up, and down. One more time. Forward, up, behind me, and down. When I'm in this position, I don't want to collapse my lower back. I still want to keep my pelvis neutral. Okay? Rounding. Big circle. And how big a circle can you make with your shoulders? I'm just bringing awareness into that shoulder area. Here's where I want to be with my shoulders back and my chin lifted. Okay? And that's where you're going to start to engage your back muscles, which we're going to work in a minute. In fact, we're going to work them right now. And this next exercise I call swims. And swims will lower down to the mat or to the floor. Okay? And make a diamond in front of me with my fingertips. I'm going to lift my upper body off the mat, flex my thighs, squeeze my bum, and then from here, keeping my arms straight, I'll bring my arms all the way around behind me and try to make that diamond behind without touching my bum. Then I come halfway forward, turn my thumbs up, palms forward, and then continue the movement. And once again, we'll come back, palms turn up, make the diamond, don't touch your bum, and then halfway forward, turn the thumbs up, and that's external rotation, which is safer for you when your arms are overhead. Okay, so we'll do a few more of these, and what we're doing here is getting into the back of the shoulders and the upper back. So we're really working the entire back, because your lower back and the middle of your back is lifting your chest off the floor. And your upper back, your scapular region, your shoulders, are keeping your arms behind you or above you and behind you. So we're really working the entire back here to strengthen it. Okay, when you ride a strong horse that pulls a lot, you need that back strength to stay stable in the saddle. Okay, a couple more here. And then we release. Yeah, come up to hands and knees for now, because the next one is down on the floor as well. This one is called bird dog, and I'll take my right hand, so hand nearest the camera, forward, and the opposite leg back. And when I do this, I don't want my lower back to collapse. I want to draw my ribs in, squeeze my bum, point my toes, reach back, and reach forward. Okay? And then from here, I'll touch my knee to my elbow, reach forward, and put it down. Other side. Reach, my left hand, my right leg back, ribs in, touch my knee and elbow together, reach forward, and come back. Let's do a few more on each side. Reaching, touching, reaching, down. Try to keep that flat back as much as possible. Now you do have a natural curve in your back, but you shouldn't be in a back bend here. You shouldn't be in that forward pelvic tilt, backward pelvic tilt, sorry, forward pelvic tilt. Okay? So slow and steady. We're working your balance. We're working your core in front. We're working a diagonal line of strength from here, my right shoulder, to my left hip. And then when I go to the other side, from my left shoulder to my right hip. Okay? And then we'll come back down. You can do as many of any of these exercises as you like, and you can do them as often as you like. Okay? But do all of them, don't just do the ones that you like. Now we'll come back up to the legs, to the feet, and lunges. And this is specifically with balance and leg strength. I'm going to stand with 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, I'll bring my feet about hip to shoulder width apart. We don't want to stand on a tightrope. Not yet. That will come. I'm going to drop my back knee down, and I want my knee below my hip, and my hip is below my shoulder. I don't want this leg too far back. Okay? My knee, hip, shoulder, straight line. And this front leg, my heel, is underneath my knee. I'm hip width apart. I can do whatever I want with my hands initially. Hands on your waist, in prayer, whatever works for you. Okay? We'll do 10 of these lunges on each side. So we come up, straighten the front leg, drop the tailbone, find the front of my core engaging, slowly lower down. I don't care how low you go. Some people may just lower down a couple of inches. Some of you may lower down all the way. Okay? You come up and down. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, lift your front heel. Come up on your tiptoes on both feet. And you'll want to look at one spot on the wall, for example, and not look away from that for balance. Okay, so we'll do about 10 of these, and we're challenging the lower leg, we're challenging the upper leg, we're challenging the hip, challenging your balance, but it's important to have strong, steady legs on horseback. Let's do one more. And down. And I'm just going to switch sides. Drop the other knee down. And the same thing again, making sure that I'm hip width so I have at least a chance to develop my balance. Back toes tuck under, knee, hip, shoulder, one vertical line. Hands wherever you like, heel under the knee. Maybe tiptoes, maybe not, your choice. Maybe you'll try standing and lunging first, and then maybe you'll add the tiptoes later. Your choice, right? Your practice, your choice. So we'll do 4 and 5. We'll go to 10. So my ankles are working. I can feel my calf working, my calf muscles in my lower leg on the front leg. I can feel my back hip engaging, squeezing the other hip. Let's do one more. And down. Tiptoe lunges, right? Or tiptoe split squats. The next one is actually a yoga posture, and we'll start in that same place. We'll start the legs length apart, hands on the waist, and fold forward. Now I'm going to reach forward with my chest, and when I do this, let me show you from the side, I don't want to go down as low as I can with my back rounding. I want to find that forward pelvic tilt. So I'm going to stick my bum out, stick my ribs out, and then reach forward with my chin and my chest. Doesn't matter how low you go, doesn't matter how flexible you are. Okay? I'm getting long and straight. And from here, I can keep the weight wherever I want on my feet. I can rock back and be on my heels. If I want more of a challenge, I can bring the weight to my toes. If I want even more of a challenge, I can lift my heels all together. My feet are facing straight forward. And maybe, more of a challenge, I reach my arms forward. Okay, now this is somewhat similar to that position you're in when you're jumping. Okay, got the weight on the balls of your feet, you're reaching forward, your core is engaged, you're sucking in below the belly button, looking forward, lengthening the spine, and trying to find calm, steady posture here. We'll drop the heels, bend the knees, and come on out of that one. And then the last one we'll do today, and we'll go through all these again, the last one we do is called a wall squat. And I can find a place anywhere against the wall, or the back of your couch, or a door that's closed. And I'm going to bring my feet about hip to shoulder width apart. Bring them forward. Okay, so as I slide down the wall here, I'm going to bring my bum down to about the level of my knees. My feet are parallel, and my heels are under my knees. And gently pushing my lower back into the wall, and I'll bring my head back. I can sit here with arms crossed, hands on my thighs, waist, prayer position, whatever works for you. Okay, it's a great way to stabilize the knee and develop strength in the upper leg, the thighs. which is absolutely necessary when you ride horses. Okay, we'll stay here for a few more seconds, and remember, you're only going to stay here as long as you can. Okay? You don't have to do what the next person is doing. It's not a competition, but doing this daily will build a lot of strength and stability. And then from here, I can lean forward, push myself off the wall, and come on up. Okay, so that is one round. Now you can do this once, twice, 3 times, do it as many times as you like. What you will find is if you do this 5 days a week, you will start to develop a lot of strength and a lot of balance in a pretty short a time. In 2 weeks, you should notice the difference. But the key is being regular. The key is doing it non-stop, 5 days a week, because this will help you. If you're not consistent, there's no point in starting it, all right? So now you know what you can do, and give me some feedback. Let me know how it worked for you in a week or 2, and then maybe I'll do another video and we'll add on some different exercises and do some more stuff for equestrians. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to see you around the stables when all this is over. Take care. Okay, so now let's do that whole series again. Fewer explanations, and if you want to take these exercises and do them a bit longer, or instead of doing 10 repetitions, do 20 or 30, that's fine, okay? It's up to you, it's your practice, and some of you will be stronger than others. So we'll start out with the standing breathing exercise. Leaning on the knees, take an inhale, exhale, flat back, suck it in, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, exhale, hold, 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 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time, inhale, exhale, activating transverse abdominis muscles, hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, don't breathe in, 3, hold it, 2, almost there, 1, and release. Ah, you should be feeling that down below the waistline right now. Okay, next, pelvic tilts. So we'll just do this without too much explanation again, but I do want you to get a feel for the back and the front core working. So we'll go forward pelvic tilt and backward pelvic tilt. And when you backward pelvic tilt, you'll feel your knees bend. Okay? Forward pelvic tilt, backward pelvic tilt. We'll do 10. So there's 2. And here's 3, forward, and crunching, back, 4, 5, back muscles engage, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now some of you may have taken yoga classes before, and that is pretty much the same thing as cat and cow. So in this posture here, this forward pelvic tilt, I would be in a cow pose, right? Like a sway back of a cow. And in this posture here, I would be in the cat pose, the backward pelvic tilt, it's like a cat. So let's drop to forearm plank. Let's do 30 seconds. Again, you can drop your knee down at any time that you want. And here we go. I'm trying to pull my elbows towards my feet, press my tailbone toward my heels, lengthen through the neck. Okay, I'm going to focus on slowing the breath down, relaxing. Okay, hold your knee as long as you can off the floor, and when you need to put it down, that's fine, put it down, and then the next time you do it, try to hold it a little bit longer, and the next time, a little bit longer. Okay, eventually you'll do this for a minute. So there is 30 seconds. We'll go straight into side forearm plank. Hips forward, lifting all the way up as high as I can, and holding. pressing the floor down. Again, these oblique muscles help with your balance left and right on horseback. Your riding teacher may have told you you're dropping your right shoulder all the time. It's probably because one side of your lats and your obliques are stronger than the other side. Okay, so I would suggest that you do this on the weak side, then switch to the strong side, and then do the weak side again, so you get twice as much on the weak side and you can build that balance. There's 30 seconds. Switch sides, and hips forward as we lift, all the way up. Try to touch the ceiling with that hip. Okay? So now again, I can always feel that this side is easier for me because this side is stronger. So I would do normally the other side first and then do it again after this side. We won't do that today though. And your goal again is not to necessarily do everything. It's to build up. Okay? It's not about being better. Not about doing more. And there's 30 seconds. Now the next posture is reverse plank and toes straight forward. Don't let the toes turn out. Lift your bum all the way up. Maybe your toes touch the floor. If you can squeeze your bum and lift your hips all the way up, try not to lock your elbows. Don't want to hyperextend the elbows. Okay? Lift all the way up and hold, not letting the toes turn out. They really want to because your glutes, your bum muscles, want to turn your toes out, but we're not going to let that happen. And there's 30 seconds. Again, keep going if you can do more. We'll come up and we'll do the plie squats. Legs length apart, equilateral triangle, heels turn in 45 degrees, turn sideways a bit, tailbone drops, shoulders back over the tailbone, not leaning forward as I go down, sinking down as low as I can, and just hanging out. Okay? And you can do this as much as you want. You can add in some cool martial arts moves, or just sit here, or be like a yogi, whatever you want, okay? Your practice. I don't care. I'm trying to develop strength in the core and the thighs. The core and the legs, actually, the lower legs as well. If I want to add more of a challenge, I'm going to lift my heels. Come up to my tiptoes. Hold that balance. If you can balance on your tiptoes here, you have a much better chance of developing that balance when you're on the ball mounts of your feet, standing in your stirrups. Okay? So here I am, developing strength, developing balance, and developing patience. We'll drop the heels. We'll come out of that one, and we'll go to the shoulder rolls. Okay? Big shoulder rolls, all the way up. All the way down the spine. Round, crunch. All the way up. All the way down. Now, this workout shouldn't take you very long. And you don't need to do much. You just need to do more, slightly more, than you're comfortable with. Okay? And that's how you develop. So we do each time, we do a little bit more. If I can do 10 repetitions, maybe next time I'll try to do 11 repetitions. If I can hold for 30 seconds, maybe I'll try to hold for 35 or 40 seconds next time. One more time, shoulders down. Let's hold this one here. Let's do something else this time. Clasp fingers, lift the chest, shoulders down, drop your tailbone. Okay? We have a lot of people in the Bay Area here in Silicon Valley who are very tight in this upper chest and the front of the shoulder area from sitting in front of computers a lot, sitting at desks. This is probably the most important stretch that I teach right here. Tailbone drops, lifting the chest, opening up this entire area. And of course, I'm exaggerating, but here's your riding position. It's exaggerated, but we do want the shoulders back and down to relax down away from the ears. We don't want to be hunched up or forward rounding over. Okay? So there's your shoulder rolls. The next one are the swims down on the floor. We're going to make that big circle with the arms. Remember, when you come forward, turn your thumbs up when you get halfway. We'll do 10. So here's 1. Thumbs touch behind. Don't touch your bum bum. And then palms forward, touch. And here's 2, working the entire back. And 3, lifting the upper body off the mat. And 4. If you want a bit more of a challenge, you could lift your legs as well. Balance on your hips. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, and release. If you need to now, you could sit back on your heels and just round your back. Release in, stretch one shoulder forward, other shoulder forward, and just release those back muscles that we just worked. Because now we're going to your back muscles again. I work the back muscles a lot because I do see a lot of people slouched over, number one. And number two, you want that strong back when you're riding. Okay? You don't want to be using your biceps and your arms to always, if you're riding a strong horse, you don't want to be holding your horse back like this. You want to sit, and then the tailbone drops. Okay? So you want that strong back. So the next one are the bird dogs, hands and knees. Okay? My right arm, left leg, don't let the lower back collapse in, suck in the ribs. As I exhale, sucking in that spot, just like I did on the first exercise. Inhale and down. Other side, inhale, exhale, inhale and down. Inhale, exhale, inhale and down. Inhale, exhale, inhale and down. Now if you're strong and you have good balance, you could do this on your toes without your knees on the floor. So we've done 3. Let's do the last 2 like that if you want to. So my knees come off the floor, and reach, touch, reach, and down. Reach, touch, reach, and down. One more each side. Reach, touch, reach. Don't lift that knee. It's about an inch off the floor. Reach, touch, reach, and down. Good. Next one, lunges. Tiptoe lunges, and remember, we're hip width apart. Okay, long step, feet facing straight forward. Lift that front heel. Here we go. There's 10, 9, don't let the front heel touch down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then switch sides however you want. You could just rotate to the other side or switch sides. Tippy toes on this other foot, and here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Come on up. Now let's do that wide-legged forward fold. Again, a leg's length apart. Okay, equilateral triangle down there. I want this forward pelvic tilt. I'm going to stand 45 degrees to the camera. I want my feet facing straight forward. Flat back. Try to find your cow pose. Try to find your forward pelvic tilt. Keep that. Reach. If you're up here, and that's your range of motion, that's okay. You don't have to be down here. Ready? 30 seconds. And then from here, maybe we'll lift the heels. Nova Helen, you have to lift your heels. And your mum too. Reach. Tippy toes. Flat back. Breathe and smile. Okay? It's just like you're reaching past your horse's ears. Core engaged, sucked in tight. Belly button below the belly button drawn in. And drop down, bend the knees. Come on, up. Last one, wall squats. Sitting down, feet hip width. Hips down at knee level. Heels under my knees. Back to the wall. Lift the chin, head touching the wall. Breathe here, relax here as much as you can. Try not to lean on your hands, okay? Let's cross the arms this time. Developing strength in the thigh and the knee area. We're almost there. This is the last exercise. Once we're done, you could always rewind and start over. and do it again as many times as you like. Okay? Couple more breaths here. And lean forward. Come on up. We are done for today. See you soon.